They cleared the way for Donald Trump, his termination of the temporary protective status. Is that a time to celebrate? It's a time to educate.
The Supreme Court says the Trump administration can move forward with its efforts to strip Haitian immigrants of temporary protections.
The news has come as quite depressing to Haitians living here in South Florida. They knew that a Supreme Court ruling was coming, but they were hoping for the best. Now there is talk about going into hiding.
ICE may come after them, and how do we support them, and what do we do in order for them, especially in Florida?
Haitian activist Ronald Laporte and Sancha Etienne are devastated the Supreme Court ruled ending temporary protected status for 350,000 Haitians in the U.S., leaving 160,000 Haitians in South Florida facing deportation.
Being able to work and support their family back home, here and back home. So a lot was happening for them by being here.
They say it will lead to Haitians on TPS status to go into hiding and ignore immigration enforcement.
For a vibrant Haitian community here in South Florida, TPS is not a loophole, it is a literal lifeline. Forcing families back to Haiti, a nation paralyzed by severe armed conflict, systemic political turmoil.
At a news conference, Miami Archbishop Wensky urged Congress to work on a bill extending TPS for 3 years. He said the healthcare industry and hospitality will suffer if the deportations take place.
You can say that we're bleeding hearts because we're making our case for the Haitians to stay here, but there's self-interest too that we can appeal to, that it's good for us that they're here.
Temporary protective status. It was awarded to Haitians 2010. Temporary protective status, typically for war, famine, disease, something catastrophic in nature. That America says, okay, these people are devastated. Not they're looking for work. Not they want to chase the American dream. That's not what TPS is for. TPS is if your life is in jeopardy in your home country. They want to tell us that if these people leave, our economy gonna be hurt. I'm sorry, there's two types of economy in America. White economy and a black economy. We're the bottom. The black economy is the bottom. So don't threaten me with the bottom falling out of an economy that you have basically priced me out of. And it pains me to say this, but not my problem. Not my problem. Not my problem. And before any of the liberals fix their mouth to say, what if other people did that to you? They already did it to us. Y'all already did it to us. You already say it, not my problem. That's why I'm sitting up here 400 years later with no 40 acres and a mule. So don't tell me, don't you fix your mouth to tell me that I'm not being fair. What is fair? If you sit on the bottom in America, which we are, family, how can other people leaving who are sitting above us, how can that hurt us? And if it's my job to advocate for black Americans, which is what I have sworn an oath to do, bump a kumbaya, bump making friends, bump trying to form a coalition, no! Can't form a coalition until we have power. And we ain't gonna have power till we're in a better position. Will coalition with us later when we have stronger terms to be on, where we can make some demands. Temporary protected status needs to be removed, not just from the Haitians, from all these groups of people. Go get the Ukrainians, get them all.
The TPS decision that the U.S. Supreme Court just 6-3 about they can allow, so the president has the constitutional authority to make it temporary and not permanent.
It's the right call. You know, I've been doing this since 1984. TPS has never been temporary. That's why the whole statute exists. Temporarily give people protection while the country's in turmoil or after they suffer a hurricane. But the problem is no administration have had the guts to actually follow that statute. President Trump has the guts to follow the law. So temporary means temporary. When the condition of that country gets better, they need to go home.
We're sitting on the bottom in this economy. It needs to change. Will this do it by itself? No. No, it won't do it by itself. But damn it, we ain't standing in the way of it. I'm not cheering for it, but I'm not standing in the way of it. And I know this does not hurt our cause.
Look, this has been going on for over a dozen years. Go home. Get out. We know our country's better than yours. That's because we filled it with our work ethic and our culture and our values. You being here only dilutes it for us, those who built it and live it. And half of you people, more than half of you, won't assimilate. We don't want you. We don't care if you're offended. Get out. Go home. Go back to fucking Haiti. Sorry. I'm thinking about our friends in Ohio who've been dealing with these TPS Haitians for years now, who are drunk driving all over their towns and killing people. This is the whole cats and dogs thing. Like, they don't want to live like Americans live. And this was supposed to be it was supposed to be temporary help. And it's turned into another backdoor way of allowing someone permanent residency here. And they take advantage of all of our public services and
She already knows she's going to hell. So one hand, we got Megyn Kelly up here talking like, she's not talking about us. She's talking about white people. Megyn's a humongous racist. It's like that Matt Walsh guy now that's trying to rewrite the story of Emmett Till to make Emmett Till the cause of his own death. I mean, these are horrible people. Never align with these disgusting, bigoted, racist pieces of garbage. Do not feed the animals. She's an animal. Okay? Do not feed these people who have this ideology because they hate us. Megyn Kelly and Matt Walsh hate Black America. They detest us. So Black Americans, just because we agree with Donald Trump's border policy and immigration policy of removing temporary permanent status or temporary protective status, does not mean we have to big up Megyn Kelly or Matt Walsh.
And I bring forth the voices of the Haitian community. We woke up this morning in fear of what that means. Family separation, deportation, and those are the realities. We have TPS holders who have been in this country calling the United States home for the past 10, 15, 20 years. They are our doctors, caregivers, attorneys, taxi drivers, the immigrants who keep these United States of ours moving. Today, the Supreme Court sent a blow to the community, to all immigrants, but we stand firm, undeterred, strong to let the community know and all immigrants know that we will not be defeated.
I respect her point of view. I respect her stance. And there you go. And she might actually believe that. She may actually believe that America was founded 20 years ago when she showed up. What's probably more realistic, though, is that you came to America willing to take less money for the jobs that were already being done by Americans. And by you being able to take less money, you took jobs from people that were going to demand a higher wage, and now they're looking for jobs in another industry. Or they had to accept less pay because you drove down the cost of wages. That's probably more likely than what took place than you saying you built America. Get what I'm saying? And I don't expect you to agree with me, sister. I don't expect you to agree with me. I'm telling you how markets work. I'm telling you how capitalism works. Capitalism is going to capitalize off of you being in a detrimental situation that it can take advantage of you. And you being in that vulnerable position puts us in a vulnerable position. Okay? I'm not saying it's fair that you're in that position. In fact, do tell, one for the West, doing things that has done the inequities and the robbery and the corruption towards Haiti, you're probably never in the situation that you are in. Probably is not even a strong enough term, is it? Right. But we're in America. This is the empire. We don't control the empire. And we're at the bottom of the empire. And I'm tired of my people cleaning the toilets of the empire and not even getting compensated fairly for it. I'm tired of being a third-class citizen in a country that we built for free against our will. This is over for us. I'm sorry you're having trouble. This is unfortunate. So if the majority of Haitians say they would go back home if it was safe, I say let's pave the way to make it safe. We all know America could make Haiti safe if it wanted to. If we gave a damn, we could do that. But see, the reason why they haven't done that is because they're using you. It's not because America ever cared about you, lady. In fact, I don't think anyone cares about you but you. Do you understand that? They don't care about you. America never cared about you. You were being used the entire time. America uses all the immigrants. That's sole purpose. For cheap labor and to keep black people stuck to the bottom. That's it. That's all you've ever been used for. And you never had a problem with it. You probably never even questioned why. You never questioned that the new coat you're wearing that you brought from the store is made out of black people's skin. And I don't mean that literally, but I mean figuratively. What I'm saying is black Americans have paved the way for you to be able to be in America and do this shit you're doing. And it never crossed your mind, I don't think, what that meant for us. Because we're still here. And we got to sit back and watch all this happen. You know? We've had to sit back and watch all this happen. And I know you don't care right now. Because if a car was sitting on my foot, I wouldn't be thinking about you having a bad day. Okay, I'd be worried about the car that's just rolled over my toe. And I understand that, so I know right now is not the good time to give you an explainer where black Americans are coming from. But since I'm a commentator, I'm commentating on it, I'm explaining it to the best of my ability so that you will have an understanding that maybe future viewing, you'll come back, you'll watch this video by Tim Black, you'll say, damn, I kind of get where the black people are coming from, where the black Americans are coming from. And all I'm saying is, I'm sorry you're having trouble. We've been having trouble too. Now we can compare our troubles. We could go over the history of our troubles. But why waste each other's time? Your wins in the hospitality that was extended to Haitian Americans came as an expense on black America. Same thing goes for the Latino immigrants. Same thing with the Asians that just got here. All of that is at the expense of black people because when you're on the bottom, it's just more for us to carry on the bottom. The point is this. I'm sorry you're having trouble. I really wish things would work out better for you. Keep hope alive.
I don't think there is a single American who can say they actually forget what we heard from the president, what we heard from Vice President Vance about Haitian people, just some of the most disgusting and racist remarks you can imagine. I know that you work with a number of Haitian clients. Break down for me just how devastating all of this is about to be.
Very devastating, and I hope we stop talking about it as the Trump administration won or someone won, because right now America lost. There are going to be a lot of jobs that are open and a lot of people in home health care industries that are not going to receive any service because their providers are going to be removed from the United States. There are a lot of people who are going to die and suffer because of the account of this. So I wish this court was more of a court of equity.
I'm sorry you're having trouble. I wish things would work out better for you. I hate to see you go through this. My heart aches for you. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get it out the dirt. This woman did fix her mouth to say she never heard such racist comments. What she said, she put the dog, they're cooking the dogs, they're eating the pets. She made that sound like that was the most, really? Really? You ever seen Birth of a Nation, or you ever heard of this movie, Birth of a Nation? It's an entire theatrical release dedicated to killing black people, framing black men as these rabid beasts out to attack white people. which basically led in the ushering of the KKK in larger numbers and really up the recruitment level of the Klan. And I got this woman sitting here, and I'm assuming she's read a book or two, at least sat in a room where there were books, and she's talking about this dumbass thing this theory, this lie that was being told about. And you know what? I don't know if it's true or not. I did hear a news story where a bunch of Asians had like 100 squirrels in their refrigerator in some restaurant or something. I don't know if it was true. You know, you never know what's true when you got the internet. But okay, J.D. Vance and then Trump repeated it about there were dogs and cats were disappearing, and we don't know if that's true or not. But that's not the most racist thing in the world. I hear worse things said about Black America on X every day before 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Where you been? Do you have the internet, ma'am? Do you possess a Threads account or a Facebook account? I mean, you're really a lightweight. I mean, it's one thing to look like somebody off a different world, but it's another thing to live in a different world. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? The over the top, oh my God, the sky's falling. They're going to be okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, my colleagues across the aisle proved that they have no idea who or what actually makes this country great. It seems you don't know who are the brilliant and effective educators in your classrooms, in our classrooms, or the owners of the restaurants that might provide your favorite meal, or even more, the healthcare provider, the home health care provider that is taking care of your aging loved one. During my mother's cancer battle, may she rest in peace and power, a battle of CLL leukemia that she ultimately lost, in her final days as her only child and her medical proxy working daily to extend her life and to center her dignity, while she spent her final moments in that hospital room and bed, the room was cold. But the Haitian nurses who cared for her provided much needed warmth and compassion, oiling her scalp, braiding her hair, going above and beyond to comfort my mother. I'm eternally grateful to those women for their kindness, their competence, and their empathy. And I will not stand idly by while our Haitian neighbors are denigrated, dehumanized, criticized, or forced to live in fear of deportation. The unique care provided my mother and millions of people cannot be replaced by AI. 1 in 4 of our healthcare workers are Haitian, long-term healthcare, and 1 in 5 of our healthcare workers are Haitian. The caregiving crisis impacts families throughout America. Our seniors need care to age with dignity and community. It is Haitian TPS holders who disproportionately serve as caregivers and home health aides who during the pandemic risked their lives.
I do not have a problem with what Ms. Representative Presley said here. No, I don't have a problem with it. You may think that's kind of crazy. I don't. I'm moved by her telling the story about her mother's cancer. I'm moved by that. And it's great to hear that there are some amazing workers, some amazing nurses that were Haitian that took care of your mom. That doesn't mean that they get to stay forever. I don't know how great America is, but whether it's great or not great, I don't think that will be determined by the number of Haitians that we have in the restaurant business or working as nurses. And by the way, two of the top five positions for Black American women, who I thought we were supposed to be advocating for so sternly, we need to be fighting for Black American women, well, are nursing. So direct competition for the jobs that would employ Black American women who helped build this country, literally helped build this country, whose parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents, long before they had the rights to vote, long before they had the rights to assembly, long before they were considered human beings in this country, who built this country, those people are having to compete for jobs with Haitians who will take less money. That doesn't seem fair to me. It doesn't seem fair, sister. Oh, yeah, I know. It's not their fault. It doesn't mean it's their fault. Someone can use someone against you. Someone can hurt you without them being intentional. I'm not saying they did that intentionally. I'm not saying they're the bad guy here. I'm saying the system has been using these people against us. And if it were not for them being able to do that, maybe, possibly, I can't be certain, there'd be more of a chance, more of a possibility, a probability that we would be doing better. And being as though I'm advocating for Black Americans, that possibility is something real to me that I got to consider. Nursing assistants, home health care aides, personal care aides, all the things that Ayanna Pressley, Representative Pressley, just named as being top jobs that we need Haitians doing, we could just get Black women to do them. Because that's who was doing them before the Haitians came here. Yeah, before 2010 and the Haitians came here, those jobs were getting done. And you know who was doing them? Black American women. Not everybody's a member of Congress. Ayanna Pressley. The bottom line is, look, I don't have a problem with what Ayanna Pressley said. I get it. I just wish she would use that same energy to fight for Black American women. But her party doesn't fight for Black American women. They talk a good game. They pretend to. They go all the way up to the point where they should fight, and then they don't. Some people need to be deported because those people should not be in this country to begin with. That's the way it is. That's how it works. That's what deportation means. It means you leave. It means you leave. And I know that may not be nice. But if you're going to advocate for Black Americans, you cannot be nice to everybody. You got to pick and choose who you're going to be advocating for. The problem with Ayanna Pressley and the Democratic Party is they're not advocating for Black Americans. You're just taking our votes. But they advocate for everybody. And they're very much used to. It's like a automatic reflex. Reflexively, they think Black people should be the beast of burden for all others. Use Black people's pain and suffering, make them the poster child for a thing, just so that you can call the Republicans racist when they disagree. But meanwhile, we get rewarded with nothing. How does it help Black Americans? If working class Black Americans are not helped by this little shindig y'all got going on, this scheme, this strategy, then we're not going to sit back and go for it. We're not going to play along. We're not going to be quiet while you run the game, while you pull off this shenanigans. And we're not getting compensated. And we're not getting compensated. We're not happy with the jig.
We saw today the Supreme Court make a decision that is putting so many people's lives in jeopardy. And I just came back from a rally with 1199 as I stood alongside a number of Haitian New Yorkers who are concerned about what this means for their status in our city. And frankly, this city, the one that we love, is one that has been built by so many from so many different parts of the world. And that includes our Haitian brothers and sisters, our Syrian brothers and sisters. And we stand here ready to be in solidarity with all of those who are concerned by today's decision. Now, many of you know this is a city of 8.5 million people. More than 3 million of us were born elsewhere. I'm one of them. We're a city that's proud of our immigrant heritage. And when we think about especially what Haitian New Yorkers have had to deal with, not just for weeks or months or years, but frankly for decades, we have seen a cruelty that has become normalized.
I'm sorry you're going through it right now. Been there and done that. Black America has been there and done all of that. And I'm just wondering why no urgency on our behalf. I get it. It ain't about me, right? Well, you're right. It's not about me. Then you know what? Neither are your issues. Your issue with this is not my issue. Because that's pretty much the way the cookie crumbles. And that seems rude. That seems mean to say. But it's true. Fammy, I'm sorry, fam. I can't seem to look past. I still have sorrow and pain in my heart for Cyrus Carmack Belton, who was shot in the back by an Asian store owner over water. Yeah, I still can't get past that. And I'm wondering where were all the Congress people and the Congressional Black Caucus and NAACP, where was everybody? Then there's what's his name? Coden? The 1-year-old that was shot and killed in Mississippi, outside the store, sitting on his mother's lap, while the driver of the car, who's, I don't even know if she survived, I know she was in critical condition, was shot over diapers. And they say she paid for the diapers, and it doesn't matter if she paid for them, but they shot and killed a 1-year-old. So I don't know, man. I'm having a difficult time looking past all that. And then, of course, since Stephen A. Smith, what about Chicago? Well, since, Stephen A. Smith reminding us all that there is a city called Chicago where 8 people got killed. I got so much to worry about. I do not have the bandwidth to be overly concerned with people that were here temporarily being told that they cannot be here, that they're being here temporarily. They were already supposed to be here temporarily. And I just don't think America really gives that much a damn about people, that they would have done this to help people, really. I think, really, they help themselves. So, with that being said, and knowing how America functions, as an advocate for Black America, I have to say, there had to be something in it for America, and I know what it is. It's underpaying people, just like they do with all immigrants. That's what it's always been about. And also making sure Black people stay on the bottom of the bottom. And I'm not gonna support that. I don't care what you say. I don't care if Ma'am Donnie gets up here and plays Wu-Tang music and has Jamal Bowman come out and back him up, DJ for him or beatbox. I don't care. AOC could come out and dance. It won't change my stance. Bernie Sanders could come out and bless the food or whatever. It will not work. He could come out with a yarmulke and bless. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, fam, Black America has to deal with the issues affecting Black America. And what I'm saying is, the immigration situation in America is out of control. It's been out of control. Democrats have been driving the clown car, and that clown car has run over us time and time again.
Jamie McGregor is the CEO of McGregor Metal, which makes welded parts for the auto and farm industries. Right now, about 10% of his workforce is Haitian, over 30 employees.
I wish I had 30 more. Our Haitian associates come to work every day. They don't have a drug problem. They'll stay at their machine. They'll achieve their numbers. They are here to work. And so in general, that's a stark difference from what we're used to in our community.
Bob said the Haitians don't get high. I thought they invented the ganja smoking. Was that the Jamaicans? Maybe they just take the tea that flushes. No, anyway, what kind of people are you hiring there, Bob? You hiring a bunch of addicts to work the machinery? Doesn't sound like you got a good pool there. Looks like you might want to fire some of the whites. When I hear this jolly white guy here talking about the great work ethic of the Haitians, all I see is a person that's exploiting Haitians. Yeah, that's all I see. Yeah. I got a strong feeling, right? I don't know this guy, but my spotty sisters tell me he underpaying them Haitians. Well, he's underpaying them and he's overworking them, and he may be jerking some of them in the back. I don't know. The point is this. I don't think he means well. I don't think he's being honest. And I think his vested interest in keeping a captive workforce there is that he's exploiting them. That's what I think. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, howdy doody, ha ha ha, hey everybody, these people are great. That translates to my ear I'm using the hell out of these people. No one else works hard like these people. Yeah, that's what they used to say about us too, until we demanded to get, well, until we were in a position to get paid for our work. Then all of a sudden we became lazy once we no longer worked for free. Or should I say, when it was time for white people to compete against us for jobs, then all of a sudden they called us lazy. That's when we became lazy. When white people had to compete against us to get work. It was around World War I it really kicked in. Anyway, the point is this. I don't care what this guy says about the work ethic of the Haitians. And I'm fine. They work hard. They're hard workers. I give them that. Hopefully they are. I don't know. I'm not going to attribute any type of, I'm not going to attribute that type of attribute to anybody because I don't know if every Haitian person is a hard worker. You know, you hear these things. You see these tropes played in movies. And whenever I hear them talk about it, I just feel like it's just another way for them to stick their nose at black people. It's like a roundabout way in order to divvy up and say, well, black people don't work hard. Because they always want to make anything other than black Americans better than black Americans. I don't care who it is. It's the whole model minority thing. And Haitians really love that position. It's currently occupied by the Chinese and the Nigerians. And they really use it. They use it. They're experts at it. This is the superpower, which is the American oligarchy. And I'm not going to apply that and dance on other people's bad times. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, Haitians, I'm sorry you're going through this. This is not devised, planned, implemented, or decided or choreographed by black Americans. So there's nothing for me to apologize for. But what I am telling you is you've been used just like the Mexicans, just like the Nigerians and all the other people that come to America. They use you against us. Some of you lean into it with some stink on it. And some of you know and don't care. Some of you probably feel real bad about it, but went along with it anyway. I'm not even going to hold that against you. But what I will say is, it needs to stop. And if it's going to be Trump stopping it in an inartful way, an abrasive way, a mean-spirited way, complete with innuendos and stereotypes and all the other shenanigans that have been cooked up or cocked up or weaponized or whatever the hell by the likes of a gruesome, bewitched Megyn Kelly or a pathetic racist like Matt Walsh, I mean, it is what it is. What I'm trying to tell you is that I'm sorry you're having trouble. I wish there was something I could do. A setback ain't nothing but a setup for a comeback. Keep hope alive. And I'll pray for you. My name is Tim Black. Thank you for tuning into the Tim Black Show. If you like what you heard tonight, join up, become a member. You can join for free on Patreon. Go to timblacktv.com for the website. What else? I think that's it. Have a safe, productive weekend. Shout out to my friends of the show who keep the lights on. Thank you. Thank you, Tim Black's WolfPack. Appreciate y'all.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.